So I decided to kind of do this little like check-in video because I have been the worst about vlogging. Y'all know I love like vlogging. I love sharing like clips of my life and bits and pieces of what we're doing, but it has just been insanity lately, and I just haven't been actually like vlogging and getting good clips. I do have some clips that I'm gonna sprinkle throughout this video from like the past month that I've just had saved on my computers, from like my car breaking down and my daughter's birthday and like all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I have random clips but no actual like cool vlog footage. So we're just gonna throw it all out there today, give you some updates, some book updates and life updates, and just kind of what's been going on the past like month or so, because it's been chaos, y'all. What you probably care the most about is my reading. I have been reading recently City of Brass. I'm almost halfway through, loving it. I'm actually doing some reading sprints later on today with Sophia and Joanna and Angela and kind of all the girls from the Shardathon, and honestly I'm so excited to get through this book. This was my Patreon book club pick, so I have to get through it, but I'm loving it, and I just love, I don't know, I just love the characters, I love the setting, and I actually have a plan to do a like booking and cooking video with this book. I have already picked out a recipe and a dish that I'm gonna try making, and it is like a traditional Egyptian like street food vegan dish that I think fits the vibe of this perfectly, because we start out in Cairo and they have like some discussions about being vegan and not eating meat and how the Devas don't eat meat, and I'm like, perfect. I have the recipe for this. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm really, really excited to do that. That will be my first like booking and cooking video. What I'm gonna do is I will release that first to my Patreons. So if you wanna join, I have all the information down there for you to join my Patreon, and then I will release it like a week or so later to the general population of my channel. So I'm really, really excited for that. I'm really enjoying this book too. So I'm hoping to finish that this week. I also kind of went on like a NetGalley binge once more and requested a bunch of books from NetGalley, which has kind of thrown my TBR into a tailspin. I did manage to finish Son of the Storm. I absolutely loved it. I gave it 4 stars. It was fantastic. I plan like a full review that I'm probably going to be filming after this, so be on the lookout for that. It comes out really soon. I think like the 11th of May is when that book comes out. It's really good. I believe it's an adult fantasy, and we're actually following a male protagonist, which I feel like we don't get enough of. Maybe because I read a lot of YA or books written by women, and I don't get a lot of like the male perspective, and I like it. And I like it in this book. And it's so different because we're not following like a warrior or a badass. We're following a scholar. We are following this kind of, I mean, the best way to describe him is like a himbo. Isn't that what people call when they're like good looking, but kind of dumb, but like smart at the same time. Like that is our main character in this book, and I adore him. And he just wants to knowledge, and that kind of gets him in trouble. And then we also follow some other perspective. We follow his intended, who is like his complete opposite. His fiance, they call him his intended. She is a complete opposite, and she is the anti-hero that I love to hate. I don't know if she is a villain or an anti-hero. She is just kind of a bitch, and I love her. I love her mom, and there's some really cool storylines in this book. It is like an African-inspired fantasy, and it's so good. Highly recommend picking that one up when it comes out. I am currently 20% of the way through Winds of Strife as well by UG Goodman. This book hooked me from the prologue. It was so good. Like, what is going on? This just got real violent, real quick, real dark, and that is the tone of this entire book so far. It is definitely a grimdark fantasy. The characters are not super likable, and yeah, I kind of struggle with the main character. I'm not gonna lie. Our main like male character, I kind of struggle with him because he's so grimdark that there's aspects of his personality that I'm like, if it just was this and didn't take it that one level further, I think I'd like him a lot more. But there's this like one aspect to his personality of how he acts that I'm like, I don't know, but I'm still liking the story. The magic system is cool. It is tied to emotion, and I just think that is fantastic. And another thing, the fact that this book is so beautifully written, and English is not UG Goodman's like native language, but this book is just, you wouldn't guess. You wouldn't guess that at all. So this is fantastic. Pick it up and read it along with me. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I picked up the like paperback edition, but you can definitely get it on ebook and Kindle Unlimited. So if you want to read it along, this was our shelf published in pick of the month. Highly recommend it. Go get it. And Yuri's super nice. Like, he's super nice. So it's kind of like, whoa, you wrote some dark stuff, but you were just the nicest person. So I love that. And then I'm also 30% of the way through We Were Satellites. We Are Satellites? We Were Satellites. I can't remember. So far, I'm liking it. It was in my most anticipated video for May, and this also is an arc from NetGalley, and it will come out on May 11th as well, I believe. And it's really different for me. This is a very character-focused, like, sci-fi. It is not, there's like no plot, right? There's no like action plot type of thing pushing us forward. This is all very character driven and normally not what I like, but I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of like a nice break between my like heavy action fantasy sci-fi type books. So I'm really enjoying that. And we are following this family. It is two moms, their son, and their daughter. Their son is in high school when we start, and their daughter is younger. I think she's like elementary, middle school age. The daughter is epileptic, which is super important in the story. And then one mom is a teacher, one mom works like in government. And there's this new technological development that comes out, and it's called a pilot. And basically it's a like microchip that is inserted into your brain to make you better be able to multitask. So you can focus on multiple things at once and do multiple things at once with your full attention. And basically everybody's getting them. Everybody's getting them. Everybody's getting them. It's like an outpatient procedure. The son is the first one to like convince his mom that he wants it. And one mom is like more for it and like really accepting of it. And then the other mom is like, I don't know. Like, I'm not for this. Like, I don't support this. And he ends up getting it. And it's like a whole just following this family. And then the daughter, the youngest daughter, is kind of getting left behind because of her epilepsy, she is never going to be able to get one of these pilots. And the mother, who was kind of against it, has determined that she's not going to get it either. Like, she's just not going to do it. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I said, there's not much plot moving it forward, right? It's just very day to day in this family's life. And I'm really enjoying that. It's just kind of a quiet novel that I can just lay down, read a couple chapters at night and enjoy myself and not go to sleep being like, what's happening next? I need, you know, like it's not one of those, but it still has me hooked. So that's all that I've been like reading recently. Like you can kind of see, I've been very jumping back and forth. I'm like, oh, I'm reading this, I'm reading this, I'm reading this, I'm reading this. Like I can't decide what I want to stick with. So I'm just like bits and pieces of like every book. And you know what? That's fine. That's just what's working for me right now. Outside of reading, my car broke down about a month ago and I've been driving my dad's pickup truck. We basically blew the transmission in my Yukon and it has sucked. And I don't know if you know the old saying that like the painter's house is always the worst one painted. Well, the mechanic's cars are always the most neglected. And my truck is still sitting in my driveway waiting for a transmission. We have a shop. My husband is a mechanic, but we only have one lift and there is a vehicle on the lift right now. We have to get that off so we can get my truck on the lift to get the transmission out. And it's just been a process. So it's been like super stressful. Like my dad wants his truck back. I want my dad to have his truck back. I want my truck back. Like it's a whole thing, right? This is not how I wanted to start this weekly vlog. I am sitting in my car in a parking lot. My husband just got here to tow it back home because my transmission took a shit. So yay, just wanted to let y'all know some fun updates I had promised you. This is my fun weekend so far. Hey look, there's my ride. Hey guys, so I realized I like didn't update you after that like clip of me just like with my broke down car. So that was the start of the vlog. The chaos. Yeah, so the transmission went out in my truck. So yay. Super thrilled. Okay, so we kind of knew it was gonna happen at some point, but I didn't think it was gonna happen right away. Thankfully, my sister-in-law was able to bring me my kids. My husband was able to tow me, and now I'm driving my dad's pickup truck that he has had since I was a child. So it's a really nice truck. Like I actually really love this truck that I'm driving of my dad's, but it's old. Like I drove it as a teenager for a while. Like I learned to drive in this truck, so yeah, it's older, but it works. It's got 4 doors, so yay, which most pickup trucks don't. My husband's truck is just like a single cab, so yeah, we have something to drive. So that's how my weekend was, and this week is just out to like get me, I swear. So we have to get a new transmission. Like there goes that stimulus check, which is fine, but whatever. And then it's spring break, but we're not really doing anything. I'm working from home. Kids are staying home. Like that is what it is. Of course, Willow's all, I'm bored and da 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 da, and I'm like, I got to work. Like I have to work. I have a job that I have to do in order to like pay our bills. Like you keep wanting to do nice stuff. You have a birthday, you want stuff, like gotta pay the bills. So that was fun. That was a lot of arguing today about I'm bored. I want to eat. And I'm like, you just ate. I want to eat. Here, have some fruit. I don't want fruit. I want candy. I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. So that was a whole thing. And then I clocked out of work. I kind of showered, started getting ready to film, and there's a knock on my door. So I open it. It's a dude standing there with a bottle of Dawn dish soap. Okay. Told me that they're new to the area. He had like his like ID, like his Florida driver's license, like hanging around his neck. And they were new business owners, and they had opened like a cleaning supply store at one of the plazas near, like at one of the shopping centers, like really near my neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. thanks. Like, do you have a business card? Like, I'll check it out. Mom and pop shop. Next thing I knew, the Kirby vacuum man was in my house. Do y'all know the Kirby vacuum man? Like, they go door to door selling expensive ass vacuums. I did not want this vacuum, but I'm trying to be nice, and he's like doing his little demonstration, and I'm like, how the fuck did we end up here? Like, I legitimately thought we were just like this guy, and he was like, hey, we sell these like all natural cleaning supplies, and we opened a new store. All of a sudden, I'm getting my carpets vacuumed, and I'm like, yo, y'all got to, like, I'm not gonna buy this. Like, I'm not buying. He's like, oh, well, why? Like, literally the pushiest sales pitch ever, right? Like, I work in marketing. I know sales. Like, I know their sales techniques, but man, he was coming on heavy. Like, about how cleaning my house properly was an investment to protect my goods that I bought. Like some dirt's gonna destroy my couch or my TV or whatever. Like, I don't need a $3,000 vacuum, sir, to protect my investment. Like, it was a whole thing. Well, really, you would just be paying like this much to protect this. I'm like, I don't see how that fucking protects it. How is that better than my goddamn Hoover? It's not. It's not. Like, okay, it's cool. Like, it does a lot of cool things, but it don't do $3,000 cool things. Then he was like, oh, you said that you have a girl that comes in and cleans every 2 weeks. Like, you wouldn't need that anymore. I'm like, that don't make no damn sense. Is it gonna clean for me? Because I don't clean. Like, is it gonna clean for me? Like, this $3,000 vacuum cleaner, is it gonna run its damn self and empty itself and clean itself? No? Then I have not replaced my house cleaner. That literally just became a piece of equipment for her to use. Because I ain't using it. Let's be honest, I hate cleaning. There's a reason I pay somebody to come in and clean my house. I hate it. I don't have time for it. I'm busy. I work like 3 fucking jobs. I don't clean. Like, I do like my own dishes and stuff like that. Like, but I'm not like doing my floors and my windows and shit like that. Like, I'm doing the like the daily stuff, the normal stuff, and then she does the other stuff, the floors and the windows and the deep scrubbing stuff. Like, I don't do that. I pay for that. Like, and it's not $3,000. Okay, it's not even $3,000 a year. Okay, I pay $200 a month. I don't need a $3,000 vacuum. But then it's like he didn't want to take no for an answer. And then, man, you can tell how high their markup is because they keep dropping their price. They're like, oh, well, the price is, $2,999. I think it's $3,000. They just don't want to make it 3. So it's like, that's why everyone always puts that $9.99, $9.99s, because they don't want to make it like the evens because people think it's less. Like, it's a marketing tactic. But, and he's like, oh, well, we can drop it down to $19.99. And I'm like, it's still no. And he's like, oh, well, we can drop it down to $1,000. You can have this one that I used right here. Like, it's used, but like, you can have this one, this floor model for like $1,000. I'm like, no, sir, I don't want it. And then I was like, he's like, well, what are you doing? Like, it was so weird. And I was like, look, I'm trying to pay off debt, so I don't want another bill. Like, we're paying off our debts. I don't want to acquire more debt. And he's like, well, your debt never goes away. I'm like, really? He's like, well, you're always going to be like paying your electric bill. So like, at this point, I'm pissed, right? I'm like, please leave. So he's packing up his stuff. He's doing this as he's like packing up too. Like, after I've told him no like 17 times, I'm not purchasing it. And I really don't give a shit about his thing that he's supposed to be winning, his like contest to go to Gatlinburg. Like, sir, just get in a car and drive to Gatlinburg. It's fucking Tennessee. It's like 8 hours. I don't understand. Okay, whatever. Just drive to Tennessee. But he's packing it up and he's like, well, you always have an electric bill. I'm like, well, unless you do solar, and then you can actually farm your electric, and the city could end up owing you. He's like, oh, well, true. He's like, well, you always have a water bill. I'm like, I have a well, I don't have a water bill. He's like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, I get what you're saying, but like, you're annoying me, so I'm gonna keep coming back at you. And he's like, well, it's an investment. And it's like, something about trading one bill for another. I'm like, that's not the point. I don't want to trade one bill for another. I want to have no weird finances. And I still, even if I had a ton of money laying around, I'm not giving somebody $3,000 for a vacuum cleaner. It's not worth it. And then he was like, oh, well, you can start a side business. This got me. You can start a side business because I need another job. This man does not know I have 3 jobs. But like I need another damn job. And he's like, you start a side business and you can like clean, what did he tell me? Clean other people's houses. I'm like, no.
Fine.
My kid is up. He gave me a high five. You gonna say hi?
Hi.
Hi. This one slept through the entire vacuum gate.
Do you see my boo-boo?
What boo-boo?
Right here. The bump.
Bump. All right, go lay down. Go to bed. I love you.
Hi.
All right, go to bed. He slept through the vacuum cleaner situation. No, you don't need my snacks, buddy. Go lay down. Go to bed. Go. It's like 10 o'clock at night, y'all. He's just... He gives no fucks. Hey, I need you to be quiet. So the reason he's not sleeping is because he slept through this entire thing at like 4 p.m. So that's annoying. So we're just going to ignore him and hope he goes to sleep. Because that's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ignore the crying. So if you hear the crying, I'm very, very sorry. Anyway, this man tried to tell me that I could get a second job or like a side hustle cleaning houses. And I'm like, sir, you do not know me. I literally told him I pay somebody to clean my house. Does he really think that I want to clean somebody else's house? Like, I don't. He's like, you can do just the mattresses, all right? Like, just clean the mattresses, like with the machine thing, with the Kirby. For $100 a mattress. I'm like, ain't nobody I know gonna pay $100 to get their mattress cleaned. Just their mattress. Like, it's not gonna happen. And then he was like really awkward. Like, I don't know. He made some really awkward comments. And I'm like, because they had these little like pads, like for demonstration or whatever, that they put in the machine. And it showed you how much like dirt they sucked up. One of them was white and one of them was black. And they used the black one because like whatever, to show like skin cells or something on the mattress. And he was like, we have a white one and a black one because we're not racist. And I'm like, did he just say that? Did that just happen? And he's like, well, what color am I? And I'm like, do I need to answer this? I'm like, you're white, sir. He's like, and so are you. And something about the black circle pad thing. And he was talking about like this, so the skin cells would show up. I was vastly uncomfortable with that. Like, I was like, what is he saying? What is he talking about? I don't understand. Like, it was like really weird. And he's like talking about how like people never like call back after. And I'm like, sir, I'm not interested right now. And like then he was like, well, my boss can get you a real good deal. I'm like, I really do not care. I was like, look, I gotta go. I gotta work. Like, you gotta get out my house. You gotta go. Pack your shit. Keep packing your shit up. Like, I was literally just trying to be, this is what happens to me. I try to be nice to the people that knock on my door, and I end up in a conversation for an hour. This happens with the Jehovah's Witnesses too, y'all. Not so much anymore, but they used to come to my old house. I was nice to them one time. Not like super nice, but like I was nice enough. And I was like, oh, thanks, I'll take your little pamphlet. Then they just kept showing up and kept wanting to minister to me. And I was like, please, you're wasting your time. Like, you're wasting your time and mine. And Willow was like a baby at the time, so I'd be like, please do not knock on my fucking door. Like, she is sleeping. Like, so that was my day. The vacuum salesman, and we got the transmissions broke down, and people trying to sell me vacuums, and apparently he's like, yeah, I'm white, because we're not racist, and I'm like, and he was just really wanting to sell me this vacuum. And then I read a book. Oh wait, this is a reading channel. I read books. I finished The Unbroken. And I gave it 4. I was really back and forth between 4 stars and 5 stars. I just didn't think it was a 5-star feel. You know, I go off my feels. But man, it was close. I gave it 4, 4.5. I loved it. I'm going to do a full spoiler-free review on it probably this week. And yes, get it. I loved it. The Unbroken. It comes out this month and I loved it. Currently reading Downworld. I have an arc of it. I was excited about this book, and it's not awful, but it's not great. There's some things I like. What's funny is the depiction of grieving parents after the loss of a child, I think, is very well done in this book. I think it is better done than in Lost in the Neverwoods, which was one of my main complaints about Lost in the Neverwoods, was I just didn't believe it. I didn't buy the grieving parents. It was very strange, and their personalities changed right at the end. It was just a whole thing. So far, I don't hate the parents in this book, which is a miracle because I usually hate the parents in YA books, and I don't. And the mom is actually pretty interesting. Some shit just happened, and I'm like, oh, the mom's kind of interesting. But, I'm much more interested in the mom than, the kid. So, it's very strange. So, we're following this girl, Marina, and her brother has died a couple years before. And she transfers from private school to the public school, and she meets this boy on her first day, and he's older, and he's so dreamy, and that's where you can tell it's a Wattpad book. Let's be real. I'm reading this trying to, curb my expectations. My hair, y'all, is just the circle of life. So I'm trying to curb expectations because it is a Wattpad book, which I didn't know Wattpad did real publishing, traditional publishing. I thought it was all self-publishing. So I don't know how it works, but it is a traditionally published book through Wattpad Books. Have it from NetGalley. It's YA, and this girl's brother died. And she's in love with this boy after 5 seconds. She met this boy twice, and she's talking about how she thinks she's in love with him. And I'm like, I feel like Elsa. You can't marry a man you just met. That's what I feel like. That's what I want to tell this girl. But yeah, it's weird. I don't love it. It's very choppy and very teen angsty, and I really like the mom. And I'm curious, there's some really strange, dark matter-esque alternate dimensions, which that's what originally interested me. So we'll see. I'm gonna finish it. I'm at 20%. It's not oh my god, so bad I'm DNFing, but we'll see. And I will update you. This is the longest intro to a reading vlog, so see you. And then we're kind of coming up closer and closer to the end of the year. So I've been doing a lot of Willow's therapy, and then we have gymnastics. I just signed her up for a 3rd day of gymnastics. So we will go on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for an hour for gymnastics. So that's a lot. I can take a tablet with me if I don't have the boy. So, but that's a whole thing. When I take him and he's there, I entertain him for the hour that we're watching Willow, and it's just annoying. Let's be real. But on a positive note, we did celebrate the 8th birthday of the girl child, and it was so much fun. I'll insert some clips. It was very small, just at the house, super immediate family, but I really wanted to do something for her, and that's what we ended up doing. Like, she really wanted to go to like Universal, and I'm like, no, not this year. Maybe next year, maybe at the end of the year, but just not right now. We weren't quite ready to go out to like Universal Studios yet, but soon. I mean, I'm excited. He goes, oh geez. We've got.
Take a picture of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, you want to say hi?
Hi.
You can say hi.
Hi. Isn't that
What?
cinnamon pineapple?
Oh, you want to say you're making cinnamon pineapple.
Grilled cinnamon pineapple,
It's going to be delicious.
as always.
Hey guys! So, it's Saturday, and we are finally doing Willow's birthday party a month after her actual birthday, but you know, whatever. You want to say hi, Willow?
Hi.
Oh, you got food in your mouth. You want to tell them what the theme is of your birthday party?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, can you see your shirt? Mine's Wonder Woman, so I'm not on brand.
Show him the bathroom.
Oh, she wants me to show you the bathroom.
Show
So,
me the bathroom.
I did, just minor decorations, but she wants me to show you the bathroom. So I'm going to show you the bathroom. Ooh, the light. Look, we've got Moaning Myrtle.
Look at the chamber has been opened.
The chamber has been open.
Mudfloods beware.
Mudfloods beware. And probably my favorite part, look, when we did
This
the toilet.
way to the
Ministry.
Ministry of Magic. But it's by the sink, not the toilet.
No, it's the toilet. She's like, no, it's the sink. No, it's the toilet. We have a platform 9 3/4 banner I need to hang up in the front door.
Oh, and look.
But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you. Oh, Luke is eating the magic wands.
It's a pretzel.
Oh, I'll show you the cakes and cupcakes too when I set them out. And my friend made some really cool cookies that I'm excited for.
With
So
edible paper.
yeah, it's like edible waffle paper. She's fantastic. So if you're like local to me, I'll link her down below. Let you know if you're Ocala, Florida area. But that's kind of what's been going on. You know, life has been busy. I am actually fully working from home now. I'm not going into the office my 2 days a week, which you would think would make it less crazy. But honestly, I miss going into the office because now I'm just home all the time. And it's like, but we make it work. It's only going to be until August because that's when the boy will start school. And right now it was just way too much having Jeff take the boy to the shop and work. And I can do my work with the boy home because it's not physical. Jeff cannot. He cannot be under a car with a 4-year-old. So that falls on me. And it just kind of is what it is. Hopefully you enjoyed this though. Kind of the inside view into my life. Oh, I'm also next week, the week after next, the 6th, I go and get a new tattoo. So this arm will no longer be naked. It will have a really pretty mandala. And I will take you guys along for the ride if I can remember to vlog because you know I'm a terrible vlogger, but I like to vlog and I'm going to kind of keep on with it. So keep on me about vlogging and making sure that I'm staying up to date with all of this. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed this. I had fun just kind of giving you my little reading updates, my life updates, just all the little updates from the past month or so. And hopefully you had fun. If you want to join any of my Patreon book club reading picks, just information's down below. I'm trying to keep it super inexpensive for everybody. So just go ahead, join us. It's a lot of fun. I also have a Discord if you want to join and hang out there. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.